Hey everyone, this is the Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda blog, giving you guys another video tip to help you out at anime conventions. Yes, this is a guide video. The first two videos was personal hygiene and hotel rooms. This time I'm talking about a very important thing, money. Money makes the world go round. Money will either make or break your convention experience. This is so true, people, because without this, all of this, you're pretty much, it's not going to be a fun experience. And this is actually my HyoCon savings money. So now, again, please follow my guide. It'll help you out. Just trust me here, because I always have numbers running through my mind. So now, first and foremost, one thing you're going to do is you want to save up your money. You're going to start what we call budgeting your money or financing, budgeting your money essentially. Don't be the people like, oh, I'm just going to save my last two paychecks for the convention. Yes, granted, if you have enough, that's enough, but it's always good to budget it so you don't have like a mad scramble of, oh god, I don't have enough money type thing. Well, this is how it can help. Depending on how big the convention is, it depends on how long you save. But usually in advance, I recommend if you have a part-time or full-time job, or you're on casual and they call you, a good amount, start saving 4 to 6 months in advance, and set it up where the early months before the convention, you put aside $20 to $40 a week, and then when it gets the middle of it, like about the third month, save up a little more. Keep just saving up that 20 to $40 could turn into 60 to 80, and then 80 to 100. When you get closer and closer, 140 to 160, and when you're near it, all in, bam. This will ensure you have a good amount of money. Now, for those who don't have jobs, and that could be a lot of high schoolers out there, because I know a lot of you high schoolers rely on your parents for money, but sometimes you have to rely on your own for your convention experience. Start saving immediately after the convention. Like, if you know you're going to go to this con next year, start saving as soon as possible. I recommend at least 6 to 8 months in advance, maybe even a year, depending on how much money you get from chores or doing just side jobs. Now, when you put away that money, it's just anything or everything. So you gotta have to make some sacrifices. Don't touch the piggy bank. That is your HyoCon. That is not HyoCon, as your anime convention savings right there. I know it's hard that you want to get this new game or watch the new movie or order something new, but you just kind of have to hold it off. You're just going to dedicate yourself. This is the money I'm going to put in for a HyoCon. This other money right here that I made, I want to do this, but I have to do the same scenario to start saving up more and more. Now, set up saving. Yeah, again, what do I need to save? What sections of the money do I need to save on? Well, there's different sections of it that I put it down and have an estimate of how much you're probably going to spend. It gives you an idea of how much you need to save. What I do is I always have like two things: the estimated savings amount and the actual amount that you actually saved. And you're always hoping to have the actual amount you saved higher than your estimated amount of savings, because having more money is more fun. So now for the categories that you should save on, and once you have enough money, check it off the list. Do not touch your money, just check it off to know that you have enough, and then so on and so forth. Now, first and foremost, con badge, very important, because it gets you into the convention center and it gets you to join events, panels, rave, masquerade, etc., etc. Now, the con badge, the best time to get a badge is the earliest as possible for pre-regging. It ensures that you have the cheapest rate around, because paying at the door costs a good amount of money. Just ask if you're young, just ask your parents, hey, if I give you the money, can you pre-reg for me? It's kind of like you're giving the money, and they should most likely do that. So again, once you save up that certain amount of money, pre-reg as soon as possible to get the cheapest rates. Just check it off a list of like, okay, $55 for pre-regging for the weekend in the piggy bank. Store this in like a bank, a piggy bank, or a vault, or envelope. Just put it in there. Make little notes. I always like to make a little note saying how much I saved up and the date. So, and then once you say, okay, I put $55 in there, con badge is done. Next thing, hotel. Whether you're hosting or joining a hotel room, you got to make sure that the price you're paying is going to be the same price when it gets there. Now, for those who are hosting a hotel room, you don't want to change your rates too much. and you want to ensure that everyone is locked in. Once, like literally a month beforehand, everyone has to be locked. There is no turning back. Now this is where it's in. Ensure they have a fixed rate, one rate, everyone one rate. They agree it or not, they're willing to pay. Now a lot of people like paying upfront early via PayPal or something like that. Other people are at the con center. For me, at the con center, to ensure that people don't have to make a mad scramble now. Sometimes I got to pay bills and stuff like that. But for me, as long as I get the money, I don't care. Just get the money at the convention center. That's all I want. Now, for those joining a hotel room, make sure you know that the rate that they asked you to give is the rate it's going to be when you're at the convention center or when you already have your money in. Now, sometimes if you can't make it, your money's lost because they have this strict. Like some people are strict about, once you're in, there's no turning back, or it's going to lose your money. So, again, once you have enough money for your hotel room, make sure when you're hosting, you have the amount in your head with all the people joining. Because again, if one person drops, it screws up the whole table. So make sure everyone's locked in, so everyone pays what they have to pay. Now, if you're joining a hotel room, make sure they don't change it. So once the hotel stuff is down, boom, another check. Parking. Now this is for those who drive. Whether it be convention parking or other means of parking, you're still going to most likely have to pay. Now, parking. Now, I highly recommend calling up the hotel center and asking what are the rates for the parking, because usually they'll know. Sometimes it can be cheap as $12, because OhioCon has the parking garage for $12 a night, to the more expensive Anime Boston, which is $35 a night. So you want to make sure that, okay, you're going to stay for this amount of days, it's going to be this much, ensure you save it, and save like another day's worth just in case if you miss the time, because it is actually a strict 24-hour time slot. So if you miss it and you're still on that day, like let's say you checked in at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, but you didn't get out until 1 o'clock, it's going to think, oh, it's going to charge you for that second day, or charging you just for extra, So because it charges by hour, and if it gets long enough, it'll charge you for the whole day. So make sure you have money for that. Food, very important. Ensure you have enough. Now, for all 3-day weekend, including eating at the Con Food Center, at the food court, which can be expensive, or hang out with friends going to a restaurant, for 3 days, I highly recommend saving around $120 to $140, $150 tops. It is a lot, but on Sunday, if you still have money left over after you ate, that's dealer room money right there. You got money to spend, boy. You spend it, Because I take into account you're going to eat 2 to 3 meals a day. With that amount of money, you're going to eat 2 to 3 meals a day, and you might be able to go to a restaurant as well. So please ensure you have that down. And again, once you drop it in your own little box, check it off. Next thing is spending money. Now, set a limit of how much you want to spend at the convention and to stick to it. Like if you want to say, I want to spend $200, you save up $200. It's that simple. But, and I do have to say but, do not go over your spending limit unless it's Sunday and then you're about to leave and you have spare cash. Now, again, please ensure you have it in cash. Now, last but not least, this is emergency money. I highly recommend that every con-goer has an emergency stash of money just in case if anything happens. How much would you want to save up? It actually depends. The reasonable thing I like to do is $100 to $200 in emergency cash, because if anything happens, I have cash right there, So it's like, hey, no worries, bam, So just make sure your emergency cash, have it at least like $100, because with $100 you're good to go for emergency cash, and don't tap it day 1 or day 2. Like this is emergency cash. If you run out of money and you need something for food, bam, it's right there. If you need something for yourself, like some medicine or something, bam, it's right there. Or if the spending is, just try to keep it in emergency use only. Now again, you must stick to your budget. You have to stick to your budget. Now, some people might think, oh, what about? I just need to save the bills. I don't need to save change. Wrong. Change can actually help you out. It can either make or break, because saving this could eventually adds up. And you can go to those change machines, even though it takes a small percentage off, which kind of sucks, but you can cash it out really easily. So just have like a jar or something. Just save any and all change that you get for the day. Every day, if you get like 50 cents back, that 50 cents can add up, especially if you save up 4 to 6 months in advance. So please save your change and make sure again you have it in like a box or an envelope or something. Something that's you can keep safe. Now, at the convention, this is where it gets interesting. Now, make sure when you're at the convention, cash is one of the most easiest things to use at a convention. Make sure the majority of your money is on cash. You have some backup money in your card, and you also have your emergency cash on you as well. Now, I highly recommend having your money either in 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. You don't need 50s and above. Believe me, you don't need that. You don't need that much in that much high rate of bills. So again, keep it in 20s. Make sure you have some 20s, some 10s, some 5s, and some 1s, and some quarters. In your pocket. It will help out here and there. So maybe have a change bag or something dedicated for that. Because again, save your change. If you have quarters right there, pick it out, put it, everything counts. Now again, it's just cash is the easiest, and this is the reason why. Because, hey, I have money on my card, I'll just withdraw it at the ATM machine. 9 times out of 10, depending on what day it is, the ATM machine is like sucked dry because you're not the only one saying, I need cash right now. So make sure a majority of your money is, let's say it again, folks, is in cash. Now again, just safety reasons, keep your wallet close or your purse. Make sure you keep your emergency money separated. Like how I do it is, I separate my emergency money with like a slip or something, so I know like, oh, this is my emergency money only. This isn't accidentally like, hey, like I accidentally spent the whole thing. I'm like, where's my emergency money? Oh my god, I spent it. So make sure you just separate it. So again, this is the tips. This is saving your money at this is saving your money at a convention. These are the tips I'm giving you guys. These tips are actually working for me. Like I just implemented it for this convention, and I realized it actually is. Like so far, I saved up over like $260 for AuhioCon. That's right now, and I'm getting paid pretty soon from both jobs. So I wish I would save earlier because again, you're tempted to use that money you save for something else, whether it be video game, cosplay, anime that you want to buy now. Just save it. So again, this is the Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda blog, signing out. So remember, stay geeky, my friends.